Hi everyone, today we're going to be going through the unboxing of what happens when you finally receive your plants. I've sent a bunch of plants to my own address. It's taken a few weeks, especially with the floods happening in New South Wales. So we're going to unbox and we're going to go through some troubleshooting as well. Here is the box that I've received. I've blanked out my address for obvious reasons, but just looking over, what we can see are a few footprint marks. Don't know what's happening with Australia Post. The corners seem to be a bit damaged, so through the machines or something like that. There's also a nice stab mark in here. At least it's arrived, it's in okay condition, but let's get straight to the unboxing. So it looks like it's arrived in pretty good condition, to be honest. So the internal boxes aren't damaged, which is really good as well. And what we have here is a little thank you card, just thanking you. On the back, you'll find the name of the person who packed the order as well. And now we're going to do the full unboxing. I've ordered the Bush Plant Starter Collection, so that's 8 different bush food plants as well. So everything's arrived just like this in the insert. So you just pull the insert out of the box, and I'll do this for the other one as well. So here are the plants that we've received. From what I'm seeing right now is because they were in transit for so long, we've got a little bit of yellowing of some of the plants, and some of the leaves as well are just not doing so well. So I'll show you what to do if your plants arrive in the same sort of state. We just cut them open. Here we have all of the plants as well. So I've got my pig face, cinnamon myrtle, vanilla lily, our native thyme, and a few others as well. And what I'm going to show you now is basically what to look out for when you receive your plants. So the plants should be green and there shouldn't be any browning, and if there is, there's no issues at all. At the tips, for example, of this cinnamon myrtle plant, you can actually start to see that there's a little bit of browning on that, and that's obviously because of stress in transit, and as well because of lack of sunlight. And so you can see that across the plants. So the vanilla lily, for example, does the same. Different plants react in different ways. So the vanilla lily, because it's a tuberous plant, same way with the murnong and the chocolate lily, what you'll start to see is that they store all of their energy inside of the roots, unlike the cinnamon myrtle where the energy is stored above. And what happens is, times when it's really hot or they're under stress, they'll actually die back on all their leaves just to preserve their energy. But once they're planted again, they'll come back up. Some of the other plants, for example, the sea celery, with the lack of sunlight and also lots of vibrations, you'll start to see a lot of this sort of yellowing and sort of browning starting to occur. The easiest fix is just to pull it off and to throw it away. So just pick off some of those not so happy leaves, put them away. And I would do the same with all of the plants as well. So what we have to look out for, what is a dead plant? A dead plant is when all of the stems, they just snap and break off and there's no green or no moisture inside at all. The leaves become very crispy, but all throughout the plant. And there's no new shoots as well. All of these plants are completely fine, just a little bit of browning from a lack of sunlight and a bit of stress in transit. So as you can see, all of the plants, they've arrived in this biodegradable bag as well. This one you can chuck straight into your compost bin as well, just making sure to remove the plastic tape, unfortunately, on top. We tried biodegradable tapes and they just don't stick when there's water. We've also got the label as well, so make sure to keep those or else you might not know which plant is what. I'm gonna go ahead and cut everything off and I'll show you what to do next. So after you've unwrapped all of your plants, what you can do is go ahead and fill up a sink and soak all of the plants. However, if you want to sort of help save water usage, just get a small tub and a small container, which is what I'm going to do. So fill up the tub of water, and then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and grab each plant, just putting 2 fingers over the base of the plant and dunk it in, making sure no soil goes away. You'll see bubbling starting to occur. That's basically all of the water filling all of those oxygen pockets, just making sure that there's enough water in the soil, especially considering it's been in transit for so long. So after you're done, just lift it off. You'll feel that the weight has actually increased as well. You want to drain it all off and pop it in the sink, and just basically do that repeat for all of the plants. So now all of the plants are here. What we just want to do is let them rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. What we also want to do is for about 1 week before planting them, we want them to get adjusted to the climate. So for me, I'm just going to pop these out on my balcony. I'm going to put them in a semi-shady position, somewhere where there's not too much sunlight, there's not much exposure to elements, and also there's not going to be too much wind, which might cause a little bit of an issue. But as well, I'm going to put it in a spot where I can see them every day and they're going to be noticeable. Unfortunately, they are in a tube stock, so it's really easy, especially in the warmer weather, for them to dry up really quickly, and at the same time for them to get damaged by frost. So I want to keep an eye out, especially because they're young and new plants. Alright, so I'm just popping them on a tray so I can carry them outside, and I'll pop them in a position where I can keep an eye on them. Come on, follow me. And so here is an example of a place where you wouldn't want to put the plants. They're overexposed to light, there's going to be a lot of wind, and who knows, there might be a pest or something like that here. So what we want to do is we want to take them, I'm going to pop them just here, just on the floor, so they're in my way. I'm going to notice them every single day, and also there's not too much sunlight, not too much wind, and it's got its own microclimate so it can adjust to the weather here in Melbourne.